Let's see if we can find something fun to listen to at the same time. But yeah, welcome in, welcome in. We are getting our good morning energy burst here. Lakota, what's going on, man? Happy Easter. How you doing? So I'm just getting this all set up here. All right. Now we're going to start out. How you feeling this morning? Doing good, I guess. Good, man. That's it. That's the thing. You're good. I know it's not the most fun, but Abel Ghost, happy Easter, brother. Good day. The last day of week 18, Easter Sunday. What a weird thing for it to fall on. I got to eat some refeed food yesterday, which was good. Nothing crazy, but yeah, I did. I got some subs, so I got up to 178 yesterday in the leg on my leg workout. So yeah, it was pretty awesome, man. I did not expect that at all. I was very, very happy about that. So hey, Magnet Jack, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you. You're in Spain. Nice. Spain is beautiful. I would love to go there. I've never actually been, but I've seen all the pictures and videos of places I would. It's definitely a place I have on my list to visit. So, friends also sub. Thanks very much, man. I really appreciate it. We're working towards that goal. I love that we're moving that way, and the community is such good people. So it's been amazing so far, man. I really thank you and everybody who's chosen to be part of it. It means a lot. But yeah, we're just slowly getting there, right? I think we'll hit the 200 by the end of May, by my birthday there. I feel good about it. We got those long videos coming out soon too. So we finished one yesterday. I'm gonna do one later today. And sit down and probably film one tomorrow after my workout. So DW, give me some days. More subs you'll get. Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it very, very much. We're like slowly moving in the right direction. Hopefully we hit that, as I mentioned, that 200 mark. And so far so good, man. How's everybody's Easter going? Good day. Thanks, man. Yeah, I feel good. Feel happy, positive, less tired. I had a good sleep, which is good. That's always a top important thing, but sometimes, it's tough. My real name is Chris. You can call me that at any time. Do I play PlayStation? That's, I think, what you're asking. I do. Rarely, but I do. I have good friends of mine that live a little further away, so that's how we hang out, or how we get to hang out. Is just, playing online games and stuff. So Chris is a nice name. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I've always been a fan of my name. It's kind of one of those like generic names, but I like it. Goal is 100 subs. Oh, you'll 100% get there, man. Jack. I think, I think your thing popped up for my subs, so I would have subbed to you, and I'll Yeah, guys, here, like, let's pin that. Hold on. Guys, if you get a chance, let's give Magnetic Jack a couple subs, see if we can get him up to 100. Captain America role would see you. Thanks, man. I wish. That's actually like my peak physique in my mind of what I'd like to look like is Chris Evans in that role. His symmetry is like very nice. That's the type of symmetry that I like. I'm a little blockier than him, unfortunately, but yeah, I don't know. Thanks. I really appreciate that, but I would love to play a superhero. I think everybody knows who I'd love to play the most for sure, but I've done a couple Halloweens where I've been Clark Kent and Superman and stuff, and because I've been such a fan since I was a kid, so. I don't know. It's all in good fun, right? Lakota, Chris, I hate cooking. You do? Okay, well, I can give you some tips here. Because, like I told you guys, if I haven't already, yeah, I grew up, we were home alone a lot. And, because, yeah, my dad passed away when I was young. We were home alone a lot. My mom was always working. And then I left home very young. When I left home, I didn't really have like any particular cooking skills. Like I knew how to make like quick boxed food or whatever. So, do you know Danny Daniels? I don't. Who's that? So I had to figure out cooking on my own. So I went and I took cooking classes and baking classes. I found out that I love to bake. I have a recipe book of like cheesecakes that has like almost 60 to 80 some odd recipes at this point of different types of cheesecakes. But yeah, something to make cooking easy, Lakota. Get yourself a crock pot, a rice cooker, and just like one really good pan, like non-stick pan. If you have those three things, cooking for like regular meals is a breeze. So basically what you do is just go to the grocery store. Thanks, Magnetic Jack. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was just my experience, I guess. I've kind of come to terms with. Like I had a lot of my parents had me older, right? So had a lot of like experience with people passing in my life. So my dad passed away when I was 5. It's a quite traumatic story. I will tell you guys if you want to hear it, but yeah, my dad passed away. So I grew up with a single mom. She didn't really work. So when he did pass away, she was basically left with 2 boys, mortgage, car payments, and no job, right? So she had to figure it out. So as much as, sometimes I kind of talk about not being the greatest experience, it must have been very, very difficult for her, right? I'm aware of that. So then my grandpa kind of became my dad, her dad. Like he was the one who was always there guiding me. And yeah, I love him very much and I miss him very much. He passed away normal, like he's healthy, passed away normal age, like 88. But I was in grade 8 or 9. Yeah, and then from there, because I didn't really connect well with anyone else in my family. So I had to kind of figure it out for myself from there on out, pretty much. But I did, you know. Upload shorts. Yeah, so I've put a couple up for there, like just clips from the stream. I have the day in the life finished from yesterday. We just have to edit it. Today we're going to do What are you doing today? Today I got to do my meal prep video, which is going to be a little longer. It's going to be like kind of my full week meal prep for getting lean. And then tomorrow, the day after, I'm going to do like a sit down, pen to paper. How do you calculate what your macros should be? Stuff like that. So yeah, so the only reason I say that, Lakota, is like, yeah, I've had to figure it out, and I have. And I use that to kind of, sorry, you say? Jess Bond, what's going on? What's up, Jess Bond? Sorry, what did Lakota say here? Oh, I saw you said something, Lakota, but it's okay, man. Yeah, tell your uncle to get those things, because, so Lakota, the reason why I mentioned that, why it's so easy, is literally get a big pack of chicken thighs, chicken breasts, whatever you like, and seasoning, throw it in the crock pot, right? Throw all the seasonings in, set it for 8 hours, 10 hours, let it go, and then whole bunch of rice in the rice cooker, let it go. And at the very least, you have some real simple meals there, right? Because when the chicken's done, you can get like one of those meat mashers and just like, or 2 forks, just shred it all up. You have a real simple meal there, right? You just take chicken, rice together. You can also buy like canned vegetables, frozen vegetables, whatever, and then you have a real easy chicken, rice, and vegetable meal. That's kind of a constant. And then from there, yeah, you can do anything else, right? You can start learning stuff, right? This little magic internet box in our pocket is amazing. You can just start, maybe you go, today I want to try a beef dish. So look up a beef thing that looks really good, and yeah, try to make it, right? How many minutes do you walk? Right now, 30 on an incline. So I do a 6.5 incline, 3.2 speed. It's kind of my setting right now. It has me like right in that zone 2 cardio space, and I do 30 minutes. But yeah, to finish that kind of story. So yeah, I left home, kind of worked my way through college myself, working. And that's when like I started working as a trainer, end of high school through college. Took care of everything kind of myself, and that's been kind of it, right? Learned how to do all the other stuff myself, and so far it's been good. I don't like eating that much. Yeah, I remember like I didn't need a lot to eat in those times when I was around your age, Lakota, but the big tip I wish, well, I'm kind of glad someone told me, but I wish I could like impart on you young guys is my family does. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's a really good solution, right? You already have chicken and rice pretty much ready to go whenever. So, oh, my favorite food? Probably like grilled chicken and either sweet potato or rice. It's probably my favorite. And I know that sounds weird. Steak is good too. But I'm weird with steak. Like steak has to be really kind of perfectly cooked. I can't do really well done steak. It like puts me off eating it. It has to be like medium or lower. And I would say I've like, you're a vegetarian? Okay, so you can just change that, right? You can do veggie chili, super easy. You buy canned crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, the, what's it called? The chili, it's like in a packet, but it's like a chili like seasoning kit. And then whatever favorite bean you like. Throw that all in the crock pot. Some veggies, let it go. And then you make the rice. And there you go. You have tofu. Yeah, tofu is a good option. Throw that all in the chili, let it go. And you got meals for yourself too. Crock pot's the solve to everything. It's super easy. Makes a ton of servings. You can usually slide the liner out and put it in the fridge. If you're lazy and you don't want to break it up into, Tupperwares, totally up to you. But yeah, Abel Ghost is right. Tofu is a great option. So hope on my chest. Yeah, exactly. Hope on my chest. So yeah, so that's a little bit of background on me. That was my experience growing up and going through kind of my late teens, early 20s. And then from there, yeah, I was a trainer at the gym, worked, bought a house pretty young, sold it, went back because I had my business, sold my business, went back and learned finance, a different industry. That's where I work now. Met the girl of my dreams, got married, had kids. Brings me to today. It's kind of it. You cook for your family, not for yourself. So yeah, so then you do the other thing. But you got to eat something. So yeah, make sure you also feed yourself, even if you don't eat much. You got to eat something. Yeah, so that was my experience, which brings me to today. And yeah, I don't know. Say regardless of any of the things that I've been through, there's definitely lots of challenges and stuff that everybody's going to go through in life. But I think you got to remain positive through it. And you're always going to end up somewhere positive if you stay positive, right? Which is why I think I'm in this, and kind of goes back to what I say about how I've always ended up. I know it sounds like I'm kind of tooting my own horn when I say this, but promise you I'm not. So one thing that I noticed about my personality is used AI for edits, or to edit what? Like my title, or yeah, let me know what I should use AI for. I'll edit it that way. Yeah, no matter what I've always picked up different things because I've always had different interests. Edit videos, sir. Oh yeah. For scripts and stuff, I would use AI for long form videos for sure. Yeah, I've always picked up different things that I've been interested in, and I almost always get pretty okay at whatever I'm doing. And I think the reason for that has been my life experience, because yeah, there's lots of things like cooking, having to figure out working my way through school, all the things that I just had no choice. I couldn't fail at. It wasn't an option. And I think going back to school and doing finance, I was about to have kids, or I was about to get married and have kids, and there wasn't an option to fail. I had to get into working and put food on the table, so to speak, right? So I think what that teaches you is that no matter how many times you fail, or maybe something doesn't go your way, if you go back and do it again and again and again and again, you're eventually going to succeed, because there's just no option for failure. I think that's why, because that's one thing I get from my friends a lot. They're just I just don't get how you're able to do all these random things. And I was telling them, it's just because I won't accept no for an answer is kind of my thing. If I want to learn something and I suck at it, which I almost always do, I'm definitely not good at everything I pick up, I'll just keep going and going and going and going and going until eventually I'm good. You heard you were mafia in your young age? No. If I was in mafia at a young age, I'd definitely be more well off. Unfortunately, nothing like that. just a regular guy with, you know, just unlucky, I would say, like kind of early stretchy years. A couple unlucky years into my 20s and stuff too, but I think everybody has that, right? So I don't complain too much about it. Those things happen. But yeah, same thing. You just can't quit. You just got to keep working on it, keep plowing through, focused on the positive and your goals. I think one thing my grandpa used to always say is like life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it, which is yeah, I think that's an awesome frame of mind, especially when you have kids and there's tougher days. And it's true, right? Because you talk to anybody, any of your friends, family, loved ones, they're all going to tell you, what if you got in a fight in front of you, there are 4 or 5 guys? What would you do? 4 or 5 guys. Running's not an option. I think you got to take either closest, most dangerous person first, and then work your way down the line. It's basically it. Is what I would probably do. And it really depends. If my family's there, then you jump on the grenade, right? Let your family get out of there. And, you know, you run and try to occupy all of them while your family gets away to safety. Have you been in these situations? No, never really. Been in arguments or like, you know, physical things, disagreements and stuff like that for sure, but never anything where it's like 4 or 5 guys jumping me specifically. So yeah, 1v1 is different. 1v1, the answer is still try not to get to the point where it is like a physical altercation. So I think one thing that people don't talk about enough when it comes to that sort of stuff is all the stuff that can go wrong. You're opening yourself up to like a massive potential issue, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard somebody get knocked out. Oh no, I've been in fights for sure. I played sports like most of my life. Been in lots of fights. But I think that's if you talk to people who have been in a lot or have been in some, they'll all tell you that they would recommend that you don't. Because yeah, like as good, you can be the best fighter in the world. You don't control everything. Everybody's got a puncher's chance. That's where that saying comes from. And it's too unpredictable of a situation, right? Especially nowadays, right? Like you have all these people out here with guns and knives, this new generation that, see, my generation, if you had a disagreement, you'd settle it with a fight, right? And when it was done, you'd shake hands and that was it. But this newer generation isn't like that, right? They have blades and guns, and you beat them, they'll come back with 10 other guys when you're like, you know, just hanging out with your family or while you're sleeping at home, shoot up your house. You know what I mean? It's a different environment now. So yeah, if you ask anybody who's been in a bunch of fights, they would tell you not to, or to do everything you could to not, because it's too unpredictable. Everybody has a puncher's chance, whether they can fight or not, right? And if you've ever hit somebody and had them go down, it's not like a gentle, you hit them and they like kind of like softly crumble. If you hit them and the lights go out, they drop like fast, full body weight straight to the ground. Which if you hit them on the grass, no big deal, right? But you hit them on pavement and they take a header, full body weight, face first into the floor, into concrete. you can kill someone easy, right? And that's the last thing you want, right? Like, what are you fighting over, a parking spot? You punch someone in the face, knock them out, they crack their skull off the ground, they end up in a coma or dead, and now you're going to prison for the rest of your life for what? You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it. That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, same thing. I think most guys are like more aggressive in our young age and stuff like that. And like, yeah, like when I was young playing football, I'd fight over stupidness and do stupid things. Like I remember football game in the playoffs in high school. There was this guy that was cheap shotting me the whole game. He'd like stick his thumbs up under my ribs, under my pads. He'd like push my helmet on my thing. I had enough, so like I bull rushed him, helmet to his face, and he went down hard. And I grabbed his face mask. I was punching him in his side of his helmet. But what's that going to do, right? I ended up hurting myself. My hand was all scuffed. The side of his helmet. And my best friend at the time was like, "You feel good about that?" He's like, "You look like a fucking idiot. You're punching a guy in the helmet." And when you think back about it, you're like, "Yeah, that's fair." But the anger kind of takes over, right? So we won, yeah. We won that game, but we didn't win the championships. We lost. We lost in the last game. But I think even more so when you go through those situations, you start to learn, like, you know, how to control your anger a little better. And some stuff is just stupidity and youngness and underdeveloped brain, you know. But yeah, I would always caution volleyball. Yeah, volleyball is fun, man. I played that in like junior high is what we have here, which is like basically grade 7 and 8. Yeah, man, I think anybody who's been in fights would caution you against getting in them and try to tell you if an option is to get away from it. Like movies and TV make it seem like running away from it is like a coward thing to do or bad. But I don't believe so. I think if you can get to a place where you're keeping yourself and loved ones safe, like don't get me wrong, if someone's going after me and my family, it's not okay. That wouldn't be a runaway situation, but there's times to be an aggressor. Basically what I'm saying is there's times you should be an aggressor and times you should try to avoid it. I think you kind of learn what those are as you go too, right? If a bear chased you, would your current cardio be enough? I don't think anybody's would. Bears run very fast. I think they say they can run a football field in like 5 or 6 seconds. Like 5 or 6 seconds per 100 yards, which is insane. So I don't think anybody's would. Mine would not. No. But I'm a big camper, like outdoor guy. And there's ways to deal with like certain types of bears. Like up here in Canada, we have black bears, brown bears. And then very high north, we have polar bears. And there's sayings, I forget what it is. If it's brown, stay down. If it's black, something like I think you can be loud. Or like get your like be big, be loud. If it's black, if it's brown, stay down. So if you run, you're pretty much done for. And if it's white, you're about to see the light. Is the other one. So polar bears are the most dangerous. I'm an indoor person. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their thing, right? Like my wife, you would never catch my wife camping or doing any outdoors activity. She hates it. But that's the saying here if you're outdoors. So if you see a brown bear or a grizzly bear, the idea is you play dead, stay down, and just hope for the best. Because, you know, they might come up and sniff you and like walk away because they're not really like a dead carcass as much animal unless they're really hungry. If you run though, they will chase you and you will die. polar bears in general are just extremely aggressive and extremely hungry most of the time. So yeah, if you see a polar bear, you get within like a distance of a polar bear, it's like very rare, unless it's been tranked or something, that you're going to be okay if you don't have some sort of protection. And then black bears are just kind of like, for the most part, they're like the raccoons of the bear world. They're just like plentiful, especially out west of Canada. And yeah, like dogs scare raccoon, or dogs scare black bears, right? Even like little dogs that are really yappy will bark and scare the crap out of a black bear. They're kind of like a bumbling, like doo doo doo, like checking, smelling your garbage. Oh, your car door opens. Let me go inside your car and hang out for a bit. Like, so yeah, if one comes close to you, your family, and you get big and you start yelling and like roaring and stuff, they'll probably run away 9 times out of 10. But don't take this as advice. Like, search Google. I'm not like a bear expert or anything, but it's just the stuff I remember. So if a donut falls on the floor so no one there's there to see it, does it still have calories? Or is it just a myth invented by Big Broccoli? I think it's a myth invented by Big Broccoli. Oh, see? This is why I love hanging out with you guys when I do cardio. I didn't even realize we finished 30 minutes that fast. AI asked you this? Well, AI, that's a banger question. Sorry, I'm going to put you guys up here so it's not jumbling around all the time as I stretch. Yeah, it's a banger question. Sorry, I just have this here so I can read chat. Yeah, it's definitely a myth invented by Big Broccoli, 100%. I love donuts. I wish there was a way. There is a way to make them like calorie and macro friendly, but not for a cut, really. Not an everyday food in the diet. But I think he just gave me an idea for my next refeed day. I try to have like 2 or 3. How I try to do refeeds. So I don't call them cheat days. I call them refeeds for anybody who's following along. Because basically what I do is like create a deficit for long enough. Your body's kind of aching for some extra calories. So I'll have like refeed days where I just like kind of get my calories back up. I'll go over. I'll track everything still so I know where I'm at. But yeah, so I usually have one the 2 days before my deload week, which is happening this week. So yesterday I just had a couple slices of just like regular cheese pizza, like nothing crazy. I still ate all my normal meals. And then I tried some of these. If you guys have ever been to Hawaii, there's this place called Hawaiian Cookie Company. And they make these like Hawaiian shortbread cookies, and they're really, really good. They're only tiny, they're like this big. But they came out with an ube flavor, which ube is one of my, oh my God, what's the word? Obsessions. And yeah, my wife got some. One of our close friends gave her a bag, so I had a couple of those. They are delicious. And that was basically it. And then I had an apple over my calorie thing because I was just a little hungry at night. So I just had something with some fiber, but I hit like way over my protein, way over my carbs. Or no, I think about at my carbs, but over my fat goal, which is all fine. I didn't go crazy over calories. Like I think I was like 300 to 500 over. And then today I'll have something else too. I'll pick like a food. I try to pick 1 or 2 foods that I like and have it in the day on top of my meals. That's how I do my refeeds. Sorry guys, we're just stretching here. Trying to loosen everything up. I have a little bit of lower back tightness from carrying my daughter around the whole mall yesterday, and then legs. It's to be expected. Yeah, say something. Hey, Jordan, thanks for joining, buddy. I appreciate you. When are you going to be live again? I'll be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be live for my full workout, which is the deload day 1, deload week day 1. And yeah, you guys will get a glimpse of the new program because basically deload week now will be my new program, but just very light weights on everything, kind of adjusting my body to the new program. It's still 5 days a week of lifting. Um, and we're going to have more days of cardio per week now. You should see about 4, I think, 3 or 4 to start. Oh, man. Yeah, the hip is tight. But yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, you guys can walk through me. I'll walk through the diet. I'm going to actually walk through how I calculated the diet as well with you guys. I can tell you exactly the thing. So 2,700 calories still. So the calories don't really move for the first couple weeks. Just all the food stays to like healthy. Um, the food cleans up. So there's not as much like of the refeeds will be further spaced apart. There's not as much of like the not whole foods. Everything's kind of whole food based. So like a lot of the bread goes away in the first couple weeks. Like I can still have sprouted bread for my pre-workout meal or rye bread, but that's only there for a little bit. How many minutes ago did I start the stream? Good question. 36 minutes ago, stream started. We did our cardio. Oh, this is the one that kills me. So this is so my hip flexors and my quads is what's causing my lower back, because this one always hurts my lower back. So, and that's what we're stretching anyway. So 15 seconds. At the end of the 15 seconds, you take that same arm, stretch, and you don't bend over and reach. What you do is just extend and reach towards the corner of where the roof meets the ceiling, or where the wall meets the roof. And that really just pulls extra through your bottom of your lat, your obliques, and your hip flexor. Another 15 seconds. Oh. Let me switch feet. Wish unhealthy food would be healthy. Yeah, I know, right? Some of them at least, right? It would be nice if, yeah, I try to teach my kids. That's one thing, because like a lot of, ooh, this is the one that hurts a lot. So sorry, guys, I have to kind of breathe through this one. This is where I get discomfort in my lower back. Oh. So you'll notice in this new program too, there's more abs. And as I say, on that note, Abel Ghost, I do have quite a few recipes for how to make like healthy versions of unhealthy foods. Like I have a healthy donut recipe, healthy pancake recipe. So I guess it's stretching out my posterior chain here. So this one is, you just kind of soften your knee stance. You try to hinge at the hips and bend and roll in as much as you can. 15 seconds. And then I always take my thumbs to the top of my Achilles, walk my hand up one, and then try to pull my back in tighter for 15. And then unroll my back up. Oh. We're going to stretch the calves out. So I'm going to run for the next stream. I'll be back. All right. Yeah, Jordan, appreciate you being here, buddy. Have a good one. Have a very happy Easter, guys. Again, guys, if there's anyone new on here, please like, subscribe. Helps me out a huge amount. We're getting closer and closer to that 200 goal. We hit 178 yesterday. We have great people here. It's always a fun time. You guys get to learn something, chill out. Okay, and then so this is one of my favorites. So I mentioned about like using the blocks for squats because I have the tight ankle joint and I can't really get the same mobility. This has been helping a little bit. This is just an apparatus to help you stretch. You plant your heel in here. You get kind of full extension back, 30 seconds, static stretch. And then you can do the opposite way. You let your toe kind of rest on here, bend up, or bend down, sorry, for plantar, or for tib anterior. So the idea is here, you just have something you can hold on to. I use the Peloton screen, and you just lock the knee out. I don't know if you guys can kind of see. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. You lock your knee out, and then you bend. So bend your foot all the way up, and then you just hold that there. That's an initial kind of stretch. I can feel that through the gastroc, the inside of the calf. And at the end of the 15 seconds, I hold on and just kind of lean my body weight forward to get a deeper stretch through the Achilles for 15. Oh, kills. Oh, that's that leg. And we just do the same on the other leg. So standing upright, plant your heel, lock your knee, get that stretch through the gastroc. You look funny because you look like you're standing, whatever, but it's good. It's all for the stretch, right? 5. And then you place your hands, lean your body weight over for a deeper stretch. Oh, that's it. That's calves. Stretching out calves. See, I always try to stick to like my lower body, but never seen all these things. I know these little different equipment things. That's been the good part of like building kind of my own home gym. After years of training people, I kind of, you learn what things are useful. Sort of stretching my tib anterior here. Yeah, you kind of start to learn what things are useful and what isn't, and little things like these little apparatuses you don't realize can be like a huge win for a home gym. It's just years of doing things, right? Healthy donuts really taste unhealthy. Yeah, they don't taste as good as unhealthy donuts, that's for sure. So I kind of have, I mentioned being a big fan of cheesecake and having like the recipe book of a lot of different, sorry guys, this is going to bother me. It's going to be right in your guys' face. So I'm going to turn that one off and this one on. Having a lot of different recipes. I have a healthy cheesecake recipe that tastes pretty close. And it is one you could eat on a diet very consistently. Sorry, my hair is like all swoopy because I just put some water in it. I have very curly hair, so when I put water in it, it just gets swoopy. All right, Lakota buddy, have a good one, brother. I'm happy you seem like you're doing a lot better. Stay away from the drinking. Have a happy Easter. Love your family. This community is a fan of you, so we're here for you, brother. Feel better, and have a very happy Easter. Is Canada expensive? Yes, is the short answer. um, See you, brother. Yeah, the short answer is yes, but there's a lot of, yes, nuance to that conversation. So it is expensive. Like if you look at the top 20 expensive or top 10 expensive cities list, I think we're like 10% of it because we have like Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, British bunch of places in British Columbia are all, I think Mississauga, which is like on the other side of Toronto. So there's like Toronto, which is like everybody knows the big city Toronto, and there's like they call it the GTA, which is the general Toronto area. Um, and there's a few cities in there that are extremely expensive to live in. So yeah, there's a bunch of cities that are just like on the top 10 expensive places to live list, which is like crazy. No, I'm not rich at all. I'm far from it. Um, but that's kind of the nuance of the conversation is also even our minimum jobs pay more. It doesn't mean like survivability and like affordability is any better because like obviously things are very expensive, so budgets get stretched and stuff here. But um, there's definite benefits to living in Canada for sure that go along with the cost. Same that people would argue for, I guess, pretty much anywhere, right? Um, I think everywhere is seeing. So that's one thing we talked about in my work is that like we're seeing a big swing of Westerners moving to, or like people from like developed countries moving west, like moving to, maybe like a place that's developing like India, or a place that like rural China or Japan, Europe, stuff like that, where like affordability is like a little better in certain areas, and they have incentives to get people to come there, which is good. A laborer earns, so our minimum wage now is, I think, about 18 bucks an hour is our minimum wage. So like somebody working at a fast food restaurant, or like there's still unpaid labor. Like there's still the thing where like people go and do unpaid internships and stuff like that. But I think with AI coming, I think that should be a thing of the past. Like I tell anybody, like even my young nephews, like not to take that kind of work. Which is hard because like back in the day that was the way to get your foot in the door in big industries and stuff like that. But I think that that's kind of gone the way of the dinosaur, in my opinion. Because I think now it's just a way for companies and stuff to exploit workers while they figure out how AI is going to smooth out their business and stuff. So I tell my nephews and I'll tell my kids now, like, do not do that. Like, do not take unpaid labor. There's too many ways for you to make money now that you don't have to do that. Like, opportunity will come one way or the other. So, but yeah, labor earns about 18 an hour, just a general kind of, kid out of school doing whatever is going to make like around 18 bucks an hour, which is good, right? You work a 40-hour week, like you're looking at like somewhere around an $1,800, $2,000 paycheck. So, and that's like, it's definitely not enough to like live a very lavish life here, but it's enough to live. You can get yourself kind of like a shared room in a shared apartment, some food, stuff like that. But you're definitely going to be, yeah, counting your pennies, so to speak. Pennies are like 1 cent coins here. So everybody's different. So the way Canada works is there's some people get weekly pay depending on the job in the company. Some people get bi-weekly, which is like every 2 weeks. Some people get semi-monthly, which is like 15th and 30th. And then some people get monthly where they get their whole salary either upfront or at the end. And they got to try to make it last. And then we also have like different roles where like some people just get pure salary. Some people get salary plus commission or bonus, which is like usually paid out quarterly, depending on your performance. And some people get like a pay plus a yearly bonus, depending on performance of the company, right? So there's there's a lot of different pay structures here in Canada, which I find very interesting. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you being here. Send you guys lots of love. Hopefully we had some subscriber growth here. If not, hopefully we'll just keep doing what we do. And me personally, I get semi-monthly, so I get paid twice a month type deal. Yeah, other than that, I love you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys being here. Happy Easter. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow on the next one, and we'll walk through the new program. And yeah, walk through the new program, what it's going to look like, what we're doing, and yeah, we'll start the next phase, and hopefully you guys can watch me get more and more lean and shredded, and we'll go from there. Happy Easter, guys.